Hello YouTube, Slate Warrior here, and prepare for a long one. If you saw, this video is 17 minutes, but let's start off by talking about the music, because this track provided by Neves is a pretty appropriate one, I believe, for this one, because there's a popular game going on for like gaming YouTube channels called Five Nights at Freddy's. I actually caught a little bit of the gameplay of it with my brother. My 10-year-old brother was watching some YouTube, and I decided to, just chill with him for a little bit and check out what he was watching, and it was this game, and so I made the connection when I saw that Neves had a song that was a remix of a song from there. So, I thought it would kind of make sense, because, the Furnimals, like, that's what he's playing, by the way. This is a Pointy Star. The Furnimals are, kind of like, the fusions are like evil toys, and I don't know. I guess the Five Nights at Freddy's, like, the band or whatever, the mechanical band, they kind of go evil and try to kill you, I guess. I don't know, I haven't seen enough to, I haven't seen anybody beat it yet, so I'm not sure what the purpose is. I think you have to survive, apparently, 5 nights, but yeah, so, enjoy this track, and if you like it, of course, go to his channel and subscribe to him for more songs and, amazing electronic remixes of anime games and movies. So, he's playing Furnimals, right? And he starts off with a toy pot and a Furnimal dog. I'm completely new to the Furnimal decks. I haven't actually tested with it. I know my other little brother, my 6-year-old little brother, was testing with this. He's pretty smart, but so it revolves around polymerization, and all of the monsters have effects to get polymerization to your hand, or get pluses when fused, and it's basically supposed to attempt to get rid of all of the minuses that polymerization is. So I'm using Chaos Dragons, of course. You guys are probably gonna be pretty tired after my chaos deck, of my chaos deck after you finish my 100 subscriber special. But this is my deck. This is what I'm taking to the regionals, which is in 2 days. Speaking of which, I got sick today, which sucks because I had to miss school, and probably not gonna go to school tomorrow either. I feel terrible, guys, but I'm not gonna complain about me if you want to hear about this duel. So he tour guides into a Scarm, which is a really good play. Scarm, being a card that can search for tour guide during the end phase if it was sent to the graveyard. But yeah, he's going to go into, I believe, Fortune Tune. It's one of his favorite cards. You'll see that throughout this duel. So yeah, I'm sick. I stayed home today, and sorry if I cough or anything during the video. But yeah. So yeah, since I'm sick, I've had to kind of like delay the next great YouTuber thing a little bit. It should probably be done the day after regionals. I'll probably get finished with it about then. I'm not gonna make any promises though, but Underworld actually hasn't released the top 4, the announcement video yet, so I'm still ahead of him, which is fine. Another thing is baseball has started for me. I know you guys know that I play baseball, or if you're a new subscriber you don't, but I play baseball for the high school for Williamsport High here, and the fall workouts have started, so I'm gonna be doing a little bit less Yu-Gis besides school, and between school and baseball, it's going to take a little bit less of my time, Yu-Gi-Oh will. So I go ahead and pop his toy pot with the Lila. What toy pot does is allows you to discard a card to draw a card, and then if you drew a Furnimal, I think you can special summon it or something like that, and then if it's sent to the graveyard, you can add a Furnimal from your deck to your hand. So it's their search card in the form of a spell. I think they have a monster that searches too, but like I said, I'm not familiar with all of their effects. But the way you use toy pot is edge-imp Scissor is the non-Furnimal that the deck kind of plays with. Edge-imp Scissor is like Plague, except it doesn't get banished. It's also a tour guide target, which is really, really good. I was gonna make a video like strictly dedicated to edge-imp Scissor. I don't know. I might once it gets closer to coming out. It comes out in the new challengers. All this stuff comes out in the new challengers. But edge-imp Scissor, right? It's like Plague. So you have to stack a card to special summon it from the graveyard, but it doesn't get banished, right? Like I said, and it's a tour guide target. So what you do is you activate Toy Pot, and then you discard a card, and then you draw a card. Hopefully that you already stacked for edge-imp Scissor, and you'll know it's a Furnimal, and then you get the special summon of a Furnimal from your hand, even the one you drew. So he goes in Furnimal Owls, which I guess adds a polymerization to his hand. Like I said, I'm not sure what's going on, but I know that the polymerization can come in handy, because that means he could make his fusion monsters, which he can use to I guess perpetuate his Furnimal strategy. Not totally sure what the Furnimals like to do, but yeah, he gets rid of I think that's an edge-imp Scissor and a rabbit, and I think he's also going to get rid of the owl, and I think he's going to summon the one that can attack multiple times. Yep, definitely Furnimal Rabbit and edge-imp Scissor, and I believe after thinking a little bit, he's going to get rid of that owl, and he's going to bring out Destoy Scissor Wolf, and Destoy Scissor Wolf says this card can attack a number of times per battle phase. I think it says equal to the number of materials used for its fusion summon or something like that. So yeah, he gets attacked 3 times, which means I'll be taking 6,000 damage. I don't see why he didn't. I guess he didn't have one in his hand. I mean, if he had another one in his hand, that's game. You know, it's a Furnimal OTK. Yeah, he forgot to use the effective rabbit, and of course this is a casual duel. I mean, he is using Furnimals after all, so we're cool about it. He adds the owl to his hand, I guess. So I guess that's a float effect of rabbit is to search a Furnimal. You know, like I said, I have no clue what the deck does. So yeah, I've got a Malicious in my hand, so I'm going to send that to the grave and send the Eclipse Wyvern to the grave. Both very good cards to send to the grave. To summon my Light Pulsar, but I'm going to trigger the Eclipse Wyvern and banish Dark Arm Dragon, because at this point I do have 3 darks in the graveyard. Of course, I'm going to manipulate my graveyard so I won't have 3 darks when I actually get to add the Dark Arm Dragon back, which kind of sucks. But yeah, so I'm going to go off this turn, as you'll see. But the thing is, he has a Fortune Tune, which is a really, really good stall card, so it's going to be pretty hard for me to, you know, get around his stuff. But if you want to see me go off in other ways, like besides this tool, you can always check out my 100 subscriber special playlist, which I have on my channel. If you go to the playlist, you can look at my 100 subscriber special playlist, and that'll have all of the duels that I did for my 100 subscriber special and everything else that I decide to do from here on out. I have at least 3 more matches for you guys after this one with Pointy Star here. Check out his channel too. I'll link it in the description. So yeah, and then comment what you think about our decks. Furnimals are a pretty, you know, new deck. A lot of people aren't really playing it because, you know, Cleatbert is kind of taking up all the new challengers hype, but Furnimals are definitely a deck that are going to come out, and I guess with the Scissor Wolf thing, they can kind of OTK, because if you can use 4 materials for the Scissor Wolf, you can just do 8,000 damage direct if you can clear their board. So yeah, like I said, I'm just going off doing general Chaos Dragon go off things, or I guess my version, like my Chaos deck. I don't know. I don't like to call it Chaos Dragons because I don't actually run that many dragons. I run Light Pulsar, Dark Flare, Eclipse, Divine Dragon Apocryph, Red MD, and Dark Armed. I'm pretty sure those are the only dragons I run. I don't main deck the baby dragons. If you've watched enough of my channel, you know this by now, but it's just a synchro deck. It's a synchro deck, and you know, just it's too many, like the Chaos monsters have too many good interactions with Plague and Malicious, so I had to include them. So yeah, I'm just looking at my extra deck, see what I want to make. I've got options for rank 6 and a level 8. Oh, by the way, that pro summon of the Plague there, right? Even though I'm not going to use the Plague, I'm going to end up going into Gauntlet Launcher. I summoned the Plague just in case he has I'm joking. Just in case he has creature swap, psych. But yeah, I'm going to go for the Gauntlet Launcher and pop both of his non-Fortune Tune monsters, because of course I can't target the Fortune Tune, which makes Fortune Tune, you know, really good. Yeah, Fortune Tune is a pretty good card. You know, it's a stall card. It buys you some time, which this deck needs because it relies on polymerization to make its plays. But yeah, it's a good card because you can recycle those level 3s as well as gain some life points and prevent yourself from being targeted and detach if you would be destroyed. So yeah, now I'm going to banish BLS, this is still not game, believe it or not. I still don't have game on board. I can't target him, so I can't banish it. And he does have 8,500 life points from one Fortune Tune gain. So I can't summon the Dark Arm, so I've messed with my graveyard too much. And all I have in the back row is an MST, which is dead, of course, because I popped his Toad Pop. I'm not sure how much back row he's playing this, but it doesn't seem like it's very much if I can go off like that. And this is the kind of deck that I want to be playing with my Chaos deck. I just want to be able to go off as much as I can. Yeah, I'm still in the main phase 1, just checking for options, and then I eventually attack over it with everything. Of course, the BLS will last, or no, second. what am I saying last? No, I want to attack over it with it second because BLS can then attack again. So I'm looking at his card's effect, and I'm asking if it goes to the graveyard first, because I thought the BLS had to send to the grave to get its second attack, but of course it doesn't. Like, I'm reading the effect right now. It doesn't actually have to send to the grave, but Fortune Tune does go to the grave anyway before it gets returned to the extra deck, so it wouldn't matter one way or the other. Yeah, so he's just telling me the effect, but like I said, it doesn't matter because he doesn't have to send. So I get the second attack with BLS, and he doesn't have a Battle Fade or anything. And then I get to attack again with Beals, which will put him at 2,500 life points. He accidentally gained 6,000, right? Yeah, so he takes the 6,000, and then he takes another 6,000 to make up for the 6,000 he gained. And I'm not playing a rank 8. I always thought that I should play like a Felgrand in this deck, and I did test Felgrand before Hot Red came out. So if I wanted to go on TCG rated, I wouldn't have to play against like Cleatbert and the OCG rated. I'd just take out the Hot Red for a Felgrand. I didn't end up putting it in the final build, but it's just so often it came up that I'd have BLS and like a level 8 Synchro or like Beals and Scrap. But Beals is already a pretty safe card, so I mean Felgren's more safe, but just in case I need the extra attack points or the pop during the next turn. So I don't know. I see that it does come up, like, but right now I don't think I even would, because BLS is just too strong and he's not playing back row or anything that can really take, like, you know, removal cards. Or at least I didn't think he was playing very many removal cards. Yeah, he's actually just going to be thinking for a while right now. So yeah, somehow I got hot red in the little card area up there in the top right, top left. Yeah, no, but I actually got my hot red in the mail recently because, you know, it's TCG legal now, of course, because I need it for my regional coming up in 2 days. I got the hot red in the mail, and the art is just beautiful, guys. It's an ultra rare, and it has a misprint, as I've talked about. It says destroy instead of destroy. It's hilarious. Yeah, he's thinking he doesn't actually end up using Dark Hole. I'll ask him if he has Dark Hole. And then this is just me being the idiot that I am over here in the chat, like talking about popping Fortune Tune twice with my Gauntlet Launcher, and it would have been game, but you know, Fortune Tune can't be targeted, so whatever. I eventually realized that I'm, you know, just talking BS. So yeah, got a lot of plays right now. He does, apparently he's got 6 cards in his hand, and he is actually going to make a play. He's not just going to, you know, I'm not just wasting all of this time for him to just concede. He is going to make some plays, and he's going to take a little bit of my board away, but yeah, so he's got 6 cards in his hand. I've got 1. That means we are tied in cards, but of course my MST is pretty dead right now. The Plague is also pretty dead. I don't know why I summoned it, but got the Light Pulsar in my graveyard. 5 banished cards. What do you guys think about Burial from a Different Dimension? I was talking to my friend on Skype, Anti-Metaman. Talked about him before, but yeah, I was talking to Anti-Metaman on Skype. You may remember him from a recent Mega Capital G video, and he was talking about me playing Burial from a Different Dimension in this deck. I don't really think it's that good, strictly because if I open up with it, it's dead, and I want to, you know, have stuff in the graveyard that's live. That's why I keep my spell count down to 7. So also, I posted on Zodiac today for any of you guys that use Zodiac. I was posting about looking for a slate-colored Spellgrounds. Apparently they make Spellground playmats in slate color, so you know, I thought that would be pretty appropriate for a Slate Warrior to have. So if you guys have a slate Spellground that you're selling, tell me in the comments. I'd really like to purchase one of those because I'm Slate Warrior. I didn't know they came in slate, and you know, I guess I do need a high-quality playmat if I'm going to be going to events, and I plan to go to some events. I'm going to go to the regionals in 2 days. Also, yeah, if you happen to have a slate Spellground and you're going to the regionals in Philadelphia, that makes it even better because we can just make the transaction there instead of online. So if any of you have a slate Spellground, definitely tell me in the comments and I will think about buying it from you. You can just name your price. You know, I'm pretty flexible, but yeah, he's still thinking. He must have a really complicated hand. Yeah, he's looking at his extra deck. He probably has some options. I mean, I don't know how the deck plays, but it seems like it generates advantage, you know, well enough that it can deal with having to use Polymerization, which is, of course, a -2 on activation because you have to use at least, or I guess it's a -3 if you go into something like Scissor Wolf. So he finally summons a Junk Synchron, finally, and he's going to bring back, what is he going to bring back here? I'm not sure what kind of targets he has in the graveyard. I believe it has to be level 2 or a level 1 monster. He's going to bring back the Rabbit. The Rabbit is a level 1. Yep. And then he's going to use the Scissors from his graveyard. That's probably a good card for decks like that use Junk Synchron, because right now what he can do is that's a 3 and 3 and a 1. So you know, you can just keep recurring the edge-imp Scissor if you can get enough hand advantage, and you can just Synchro Summon with it if you can generate enough tuners, and he goes into Goyo, which is a great Synchro monster. Yeah, I think this deck has, you know, enough advantage to make up for Polymerization. I don't think it'll be a meta deck by any means, but I think if we can get another Fusion, because I don't think its Fusions are really that good. Yeah, so he steals my Gauntlet Launcher. After I take 400 battle damage, Goyo is just so good. Man, I mean, I don't think it should be banned. I think it's perfectly fine at 1. I think it could go up to more than 1. I don't think it's good enough to warrant running multiples, because I don't think, you know, decks can just sit on a Goyo and win the duel from there anymore, because it doesn't really have protection. But it's a really good card. It should definitely be played in decks that can make 6s. And even though I don't play it, I don't make 6s as often, but I think Vulcan's fine for me because it's just some removal, you know? Tell him not to scoop. Okay. Remember when I said I summoned Plague for creature swap? I wasn't kidding. No, I was totally kidding. But he said that me summoning the Plague for no reason really was so pro because he couldn't use the creature swap properly. You'd think that I'd have to either give him the BLS or the Beals, and I'd probably give him the Beals because I could just banish it with BLS during the next turn. But Yeah, that's what he says. That's why Plague is pro. Yeah, he said. I said so. Like I don't see what he accomplished or what I accomplished by doing that. Like it totally wasn't. So he wouldn't be able to creature swap properly. Yeah, I don't know what you're doing. I'm not trying to be mean, but I'm just like, you know, what's his play? Like he's just, you know, using cards for really no reason. Yeah. So I draw into Dark Flare. Dark Flare can be good if I have a Light Pulsar in my hand and like a big hand, because then I can summon the Light Pulsar back. You know, if I have a small graveyard and a big hand, then Dark Flare Light Pulsar is good because I can hopefully I have enough to spell summon the Dark Flare. So I can summon the Dark Flare, discard the Light Pulsar, send a Light Pulsar from my deck to the graveyard, and banish a card if I need to, and then I could try to summon the Light Pulsars that I have in the grave if I have a big enough hand, like I said. This deck does keep some pretty big hands. So yep, attack over the Goyo with Feels, and I don't put the Rabbit in attack mode because I don't really need to, because attack over the I guess I should have put the Rabbit in attack mode to attack over my Plague. Then I could have had game probably. Yeah, that would have been game. Jeez, that's a misplay on my part. So I attack over both of the monsters that he took from me. Both of them he took from me, right? One with creature swap, one with Goyo. Yeah, and then yeah, because the Rabbit can't be changed during the turn that creature swap is activated, but it can be changed during my turn. So he Tour Guides for Skarm, and he feels like stalling, so he goes into Fortune Tune and buys himself more turns, and I'm just mad right now. I'm not really mad because Fortune Tune isn't really going to buy him that much time. Just checking out my options. Don't have 3 darks for Dark Armed. We got some watchers in this one. We got 2 watchers, probably from him, not me. He's got more subscribers than I do. Yeah, so I discard a Light in the Dark, bring back the Light Pulsar, and that means I have 3 monsters that can be over his Fortune Tune, and then a BLS which can attack for game. Assuming he doesn't play any Battle Fade or Swift Scarecrow type monsters. I mean, he's had a big hand for a pretty long time, so if he hasn't dropped either of them, then it means he probably doesn't have anything. But yeah, so yep, he doesn't have anything, and this is going to be game. So like this video if you enjoyed it, YouTube. Favorite it if you liked it that much. Subscribe to me and to him for more Yu-Gi-Oh videos. Share this with your Yu-Gi-Oh friends. Share this video and my channel, and I'll see you later, YouTube.